And I'm the Executive Director for Second Chance Animal Shelter. Today we're going to be talking about how to transport cats in the lowest stress possible to avoid upper respiratory issues. Currently what we do for transporting cats, which has been accepted practice, has been to transport them like dogs. We put them into a crate, we put them into a vehicle, and we transport them. This is found to cause more stress because the cats are taken out of their environment and moved to a new environment and then to another environment. So we want to change that. So let's begin by talking about how we would feel if we were being transported this way. Think about if you were in a car and you had no access to food, to water, to a bathroom, and you were confined in a small area and you had no idea how long you were going to be there. It would be very stressful. So let's talk about how we can change that. So the solution to helping to keep cats low stress during transport, whether you're a foster home taking the cat to a veterinarian or you're transporting the cat from one source shelter to a destination shelter, you want to use a dog crate, and this will be the environment that the cat will stay in and then get moved in. These are the items that you're going to need. You're going to need a blanket so that they have comfort. You want to use something for a litter pan. We love to use these for the kittens because they're deep and kittens like to make a mess. You can get these at any hospital. You might want to ask them. They throw these away. They're great to use as a disposable litter pan. So you can put that in there. You want to give them a couple of toys. And you want to have a food and water dish. These are easy to use. They're just the plastic containers that you can get from anywhere. They're very inexpensive. You want one for food and one for water, and this will be the environment. Now obviously if it's a bigger cat, you want to use a bigger crate. You want to use a crate that they have plenty of room to get from their litter box to their food to their bedding without being cramped. So when you're ready to transport, you can simply just take the entire crate and move it into your vehicle. Together. Let's talk about why we're doing this. It's important to keep the environment the same for the cat. This will become the cat's environment. The cat will be staying in here, will have all of its things that it's used to, its food, its water, its toys, its litter box. As I said, you want to use the right size dog crate. So if you have a bigger cat, you obviously want to use a bigger size. You want to make it comfortable for them. And this will be the cat's environment. You also, if you're in a foster home, obviously we put animals in foster homes so that they can enjoy house living, but you want to use the crate. Keep the door open. You can secure the door open with anything. Just tie it so that it stays open, and this can be where the cat's safe spot is. This is where their food is, their litter is, and their food. And that way, when you have to move your foster animal, you simply put the cat into the crate and then take the cat wherever it needs to go. And the cat will be very comfortable with that crate because that's the environment that they're used to. So the main purpose of this is so that when we have to move a cat, we're not just moving the cat, we're moving his entire environment, which reduces his stress. He's not having to get used to dramatic changes. Everything that he's used to goes with him. To begin, we're going to move the cat into its new environment to begin this process. You want to make sure that when you are moving a cat into their new environment that you have a hold of their scruff. This will help you so that you won't accidentally have the cat escape from you, and you want to support their back end. And you're going to move them into the crate, which will now become their new environment. And this is where the cat will remain for the time that you have it, during transport, and into their new environment. Very important that we're not just moving the cat, we're taking the entire environment that the cat is used to. And this is still important for foster homes. Even though you're going to have the gate open and they can come and go as they please, they will get used to the crate, and all of the things that they're used to are in the crate. So that will make their stress much less. Go ahead. If you're going to use this protocol for long distance transport over more than a few hours, I would recommend that you get the cat into this environment a minimum of 3 to 5 days ahead of time so that they are used to the environment before the move. Alright, so now you're ready to transport the cat. Very simple. Instead of having to struggle with getting the cat, putting it into the carrier, and moving the carrier, you simply pick the carrier up with the cat intact in here with all of their supplies. The only thing I would suggest that you take out is the water bowl, and we will replace that afterwards. The other thing that we recommend is a blanket, especially if you're doing multiple cats. You want to put the blanket over the carrier, leaving this part so they can see out and so that there's good airflow into there. You can use a bungee cord, you can use your seatbelts, whatever you need to do to make sure that you secure the crate into the vehicle so that they're not jostled around. I would suggest when you put the water back in, use a rubber band to hold whatever you're going to use for a water container to the front so that if you hit over some bumps and things like that, it doesn't get knocked over and make everything wet. This will keep the cat comfortable, it will keep the cat low stress, and you will see some great results from this because the cat will not get stressed as much and less likely to break with upper respiratory. So what if you don't have enough room for crates everywhere and you want to use your cages? Then you need to use Plan B. It's not the perfect situation, but as long as you can move as much of the environment as possible, you should still see the same great results. Now let's talk about Plan B. If you're a shelter and you have nice cages, you obviously don't want to use just dog crates. So if you have to keep the cats in the cages until you're transporting, then what we want to do is move as much of the environment that the cat is used to into the crate. So in this case, if we were going to transport this kitten, we want to take the kitten out, and we're going to take all of their environment. Litter box, his little bed, his toy that he's used to, and his food dish, and his water dish. And like I said, the water dish you want to put in last, and you want to use maybe a rubber band to hook it to the front of the carrier. You put the cat in, close the carrier, make sure it's secure, and then you're going to, when you're ready to move the cat, you're going to simply take the blanket, put it over the cat, leaving the front open. This will keep the cat warm and comfortable. And then you simply take the carrier and transport it. So I can't say this enough. The way to have a successful protocol like this is to have as much of the environment that the cat is in be able to be transported with the cat. It's very important that they are used to whatever they're being transported in, whether it's their litter box, their blankets, their food dishes, and their toys. This protocol is about transporting cats to reduce the stress by keeping their environment as intact as possible. For far too long, we have been trying to transport cats like we do dogs, but unfortunately cats stress far easier and with a lot less change than dogs do. So give this a try and see what a difference it can make. There is no additional cost if you can exchange the crates. If you can't, you will need to invest in some disposable items such as food, water dishes, and disposable litter pans. But these can be found in bulk for little cost, and in the long run, you will find it a cost savings due to the reduction in cleaning and less sick cats. Remember to also try to put yourself in the cat situation and keep them as comfortable as possible. We hope this helps you and helps to make the cats that you are helping healthier and happier.